Good morning, everyone. This is Dr. Amanda Smith. I am the Director of Advanced Academics here in Alvin ISD and have the pleasure of working with you today through our Alvin ISD Parent University. We are going to focus on the SAT suite of assessments today. I hope that I am able to answer some of the questions that you already have through this information. But like Ms. Martinez said, when we have our session complete, I am available for questions and answers. So today we're going to discuss the SAT suite of assessments, and you'll learn all about the variety of tests that are provided through this suite with the College Board. We will go over the schedule for Alvin ISD, as well as the composition of those assessments. I'll talk a little bit about College Board accounts and how students can review their scores, and then we'll touch on ACT information as well. And again, my name is Dr. Amanda Smith. I joyfully serve as the Director of Advanced Academics here in Alvin ISD. We will have Q&A session once I go through over all of this information. So here in Alvin ISD, we have the pleasure of offering the SAT suite of assessments. We actually start with our students that are 8th graders with the PSAT 8-9. The SAT suite of assessments is an integrated system of tests, and other than the PSAT 8-9, it also includes the PSAT NMSQT, which is our National Merit Qualifying Test, and we have the SAT as part of the SAT suite of assessments. So we do start with our 8th graders, and they will take a test their 8th grade year, their 9th grade year, 10th grade year, and then 2 tests their 11th grade year. The purpose of taking that same test multiple times and then moving up through similar tests, which those tests do get more complex, is it offers an opportunity for a student's score to get better over time as they progress through that SAT suite of assessments. Here is our schedule of tests. The PSAT 8-9 is for our 8th and 9th graders, and this is taken in the fall in October of each year. On that very same day or within that same week, the PSAT NMSQT is also offered for our 10th and 11th graders. And then the spring of a junior year for students, the students will take the SAT. We do have federal graduation requirements to meet, so we will ensure that all of our seniors, our graduating seniors who have taken Algebra 1 as an 8th grader, also have an SAT on file. So we do have seniors in the fall and in the spring that will take their SAT if they didn't take it their junior year. So let's just say their junior year, the SAT was offered and they were absent on that day and they did not make it to that test, but they are a student that had Algebra 1 their 8th grade year. We will make sure to find those seniors to offer that SAT on SAT school day as well. Here's a little bit about the tests. The PSAT 8-9 takes 2 hours and 14 minutes. It consists of 2 sections. There is a reading and writing section. There is a math section as well. Most of these questions on the PSAT 8-9 are multiple choice, but some of the math questions will have the students type in their answer rather than select it through multiple choice. Students take this test in the 8th grade and the 9th grade as a practice opportunity each year. So their 8th grade year, they're getting this test as a baseline measurement. It's the first time that they will have taken an SAT suite of assessments. So it's their first gauge of how they would perform on this type of test. You can see that the reading and writing section are 64 minutes in length, and there are 54 questions or tasks. The math takes 70 minutes to complete. There are 44 questions or tasks. This is a total of 134 minutes and then 98 questions. So they take it in one sitting. There is a break in between the reading and writing section and the math section. We do offer accommodations on this assessment. The accommodations have to be approved through an IEP or a ILP for 504. And then those accommodations are submitted to the College Board through our campuses. Most of the time it's through the counselors or the ARD facilitators, but we have a protocol in place to ensure that if students are receiving accommodations on state tests, such as the STAR, those accommodations will follow them into this test, but they do have to be approved, and we have a process for that. So in that case, a student might need extended time as an accommodation, and so that accommodation is allowable on the SAT suite of assessments, and so that would adjust their time of their test due to their accommodations that are offered. You will have access to this slide deck, and I have links embedded, so you would be able to click on this link and it will take you to the College Board where you can learn more about the SAT, PSAT 8-9 assessment. Again, they take this test for the first time in 8th grade, and then they would take it again in the 9th grade. The next test offered is the PSAT NMSQT. This takes about 2 hours and 14 minutes. Again, it consists of the two sections, the reading and writing section and the math section, with a break in between. Again, these are multiple choice questions, and then some of the math questions the students would have to type in an answer rather than select it. When the students are taking this test in the 10th grade, this is seen as a practice opportunity for when they would take it in the 11th grade. Because in the 11th grade, there are scholarship opportunities offered through the National Merit Scholarship Corporation that are aligned with this assessment. Those scholarship opportunities only present themselves after the students have taken the test their 11th grade year. Again, you will have access to this slide deck, and you are welcome to click on the links. One link at the bottom, it says click here for more information on how the scholarships are determined. You would click that link and it will take you to the National Merit Scholarship Corporation. The link on the right-hand side here will take you to the College Board where you can receive more information about the PSAT and NMSQT. The SAT is also composed of two sections, the reading and writing section and the math section with a break in between. Again, we have 64 minutes. That's two 32-minute modules for a total of 54 questions on that reading and writing portion. The math portion is 70 minutes. That's two 35-minute modules with 44 questions. We have a total of 134 minutes and 98 questions. So you can see that as the PSAT 8-9 progresses into the PSAT and NMSQT, and then that progresses into the SAT, we now have alignment from the College Board with all of these tests being the same minutes and the question amounts. So the difficulty becomes in the content of the test that gets more complex over time. But this College Board has been great about streamlining these tests so that we have similar formats from one year to the next. Again, I mentioned in the in our ISD, we have a federal requirement to meet, and that is if we have students that are now seniors that took Algebra 1 their 8th grade year, they must have an SAT on file. So if they do miss their SAT the spring of their junior year, we are trying our best to get all of those seniors to come to school on SAT school day and take that SAT either during the fall or the spring so that we have that on file for those students. So this would be students, again, that have taken algebra or geometry their 8th grade year, so they were accelerated, and that is a federal requirement. You can click on the slide here for more information to go to the College Board to learn about the SAT assessment. So why is taking the SAT important? First of all, taking the SAT opens doors for students. So there are some four-year colleges that do not require an SAT to be a part of the application. However, the test strengthens your college application nearly everywhere. And we are seeing that some of our schools that were not requiring the SAT are going back to require the SAT. So we want all of our students to take an opportunity of getting that SAT on file so that they can use it for those colleges that they apply to. It's still a good idea to take the test, even if a student is unsure about which college that they're going to or whether or not they will have to use the SAT. We want them to have that SAT in their back pocket. Also, the College Board is a great place to search for more information about colleges and universities. And so, going through the process with the College Board of taking the SAT can become helpful to understand a little bit more about those colleges and those SAT scores that are required or suggested. Additionally, the SAT, the PSAT NMSQT might be a way for students to qualify for scholarships. And so we want to make sure that we have that NMSQT on file in case that opportunity is afforded. We also have other colleges and universities and other educational organizations that can award scholarship money based on SAT scores. Colleges can find students, so if they opt in the student search service during their test, that is a way for colleges to reach out and to provide that free information on their college programs and scholarships that they offer. So that could be a way to possibly discover a good match. I also wanted to bring to light the feature of Big Future School. And Big Future is a great piece of College Board that provides ways that you can enter into some prizes, such as money, by accomplishing those tasks that they have there in Big Future. But it's a way for students to search and find out more information about colleges or career paths that they might be interested in. So Big Future, you want to check that out. Also, taking the SAT is a great way to strengthen skills that you need for college. So these skills and knowledge that are assessed on the SAT are related to college and career preparedness. So preparing for the SAT would sharpen those important skills that are at the heart of education. There is a link here that you can click on that will take you to more information about Big Future. So why do we love the SAT so much in Alvin ISD? We love it because it provides great opportunities for students, as some of those opportunities were mentioned on that last slide. But here are those opportunities that we prioritize here in Alvin ISD. So we pay for these tests each year. So the tests are totally free. They're 8th grade through 9th grade, they're 10th grade and 11th grade. You get both of those tests for free, the NMSQT and the SAT. There is zero cost to our Alvin ISD students to take these assessments. The testing is offered at the student's campus, so there's no need to find a test center. We offer it on a school day. So the students do not have to give up their Saturday. They can take it right there, come to school. The school will shut down for testing and they'll provide the testing opportunity in the fall for this PSAT test. And then again at the high schools in the spring, we have the SAT that's offered. Again, it's a SAT school day, so there's no need for a student to find a test center and give up their Saturday for testing. They can take it at the school in Alvin ISD. When the students have taken the test and it's time to grab their scores, it is important for them to have a College Board account. So we want to ensure that our students are registered with a College Board account their 8th grade year. Our advanced academic specialists and our 8th grade teachers are great about working with the students to ensure that they have their College Board account. Once they get to their College Board account, They can enter their information that they signed up with. So they usually are registering with their Alvin ISD website. That's what we encourage them to do. And we also encourage them to email themselves their username and password so that they can access that information should they forget it. But when they log on to College Board, they will get their score report, and it gives very detailed information about how to read the SAT or PSAT scores. And the website is wonderful in that it breaks down into information so students can clearly understand their performance. Also, the other benefit of having the College Board account is students can link their College Board accounts to Khan Academy, and Khan Academy will customize practice for them so they can work on the items that they really need to work on rather than items that they do not need to spend time on. So Khan Academy will customize practice for them, starting with that very first score that they receive on their PSAT 8-9. I did want to bring up the ACT. Another part of that federal graduation requirement that I was talking about with our 8th graders is if they've come from a district outside of Alvin ISD, they have taken biology 1 in that district, which was outside of Alvin ISD. In their 8th grade year, they're responsible for having an ACT on file. We do not offer the ACT here in Alvin ISD, but you can click on this link and you can find more information about the comparisons between the two. You can also find out information about how to sign up for the ACT. So typically, if we have a student that has come to Alvin ISD from another district and they do have biology 1 on file, we will find that student and give them the information about how they can sign up for the ACT. And so they'll want to sign up for the ACT and take that test. It's normally provided on a Saturday. But again, here in Alvin ISD, we prioritize the SAT suite of assessments. And so we offer the SAT for free, but we do not offer the ACT. But you can click here and you can find out more information if you're interested in the ACT. These are resources that are provided for you. The first link is a student preparation slide for the 8-9, and the second one is the student preparation slides for the NMSQT. These are provided to our campuses and to our students in August of each year, and it takes them through how to get ready for the test, how to get a College Board account, and there's even a escape room activity for the students to do on there. And so that information is just prepping them for that upcoming test, which was provided in October. And so we start running the preparation in August. You can click on the third link to access a College Board account. And this is how our students will sign up for their College Board account. They go to this link and they start entering the information. I have more information on score review and also even more information on the ACT. So if there are any questions about the SAT or the PSAT, your number one contact is always going to be the advanced academic specialist of the school. In Alvin ISD, we do accommodate through special education and 504. So the IEP is special education and the ILP is for our 504 students. And so those accommodations that are provided through those two plans are submitted to the College Board through a accommodations coordinator. And that accommodations coordinator will take the information from a student's ARD paperwork or their 504 paperwork, and where those accommodations are aligned with the College Board, we will request those accommodations. One of the most common accommodations that we see would be extended time. And so if your student has extended time, that can be applied to the College Board SAT suite of assessments as well. The next question, so 11th graders take both the PSAT and MSQT in the fall and then the SAT in the spring. That is correct. We offer the PSAT and MSQT in the fall because that is the scholarship opportunities for our juniors. And then we will have them take the SAT on SAT school day in the spring. So our PSAT tests are in October. Our SAT school day is in March. We have our students will take those tests because we only offer them once a year. They only will take it once, so at no cost to them. So, for example, our juniors, when they take the SAT on SAT school day in the spring of their junior year, that is of no cost to them. Any additional tests that they want to take would be taken through registration with the College Board and on a Saturday, so not on an SAT school day. So you can take those tests more than once. We will pay for it once on our SAT school day, and then students sign up to take it on another Saturday if they want to try to get a higher score. So whether our students are in the MAP program or advanced academics or in academic programs, our 8th grade students will take the PSAT 8-9 in October of their 8th grade year. Linking scores to Khan Academy is done through College Board. So you would look for the button for Khan Academy and you will press that button and it will start taking you through the process. You can also Google it. Yes, there are instructions in it through Khan Academy, like I said, or you could Google them to link your scores from a former test to Khan Academy and to start customizing practice. And I believe once you've linked it, it will continue updating practice for the students as they progress through those assessments. I believe I've answered all the questions on the chat. Does anybody have any other questions?
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Ebony Mitchell. My son Dylan attends McNair. I just wanted to know, are they able to sign up for the College Board on their own instead of waiting to do so with a counselor? Because that's something I would like to do with them this evening if possible.
So the one thing about signing students up for College Board is they have to be 13. And so when you register for College Board, we are able to get most of our 8th graders into that registration, but a couple of our 8th graders, we have to go through a parent, there's a sheet that parents have to fill out, and then they bring it to the school or they submit it to College Board and work on it at home. The only problem with registering for College Board is just ensuring that your student is using their Albin ISD email. We just want to make sure that that's in place. But if your child is 13 or if they're not 13 and you want to take them through the process, that's great. They can go ahead and go through the process. There's nothing really that a student can do in the College Board related to their test. Other than you can like look around and learn a little bit more about the test, but Khan Academy does not start customizing practice for those students until they have actually taken a test. Did I answer your
And then
question?
my second, you did. I'm gonna go. He's 14, so that's really
Great.
not applicable to us. But however, we are looking at going into LSU entrepreneurship, and I've already reached out to LSU, talked to them today. They've already sent me some information, and they actually require the ACT with
Okay.
a score of 20 or higher. So I noticed that you said y'all don't offer the ACT. We can take it at a different facility or different space. Is there any reason the ACT is not offered for business majors?
So we just support the College Board SAT suite of assessments, being that
Okay.
there is a progression of assessments that we can keep aligned and facilitate each year. So our preference is the SAT. Um, and so the ACT students would sign up and take it on another day.
Okay.
I guess
Thank you so much.
Saturday. You're welcome. let's see, there's how many practice tests do students get on College Board for the PSAT? So a practice test would be the PSAT 8-9. So the students are taking that their 8th grade year and their 9th grade year. And then we take the NMSQT test the 11th grade year. So that's 3 practice tests that they get for free on a school day through Alvin ISD prior to their SAT their junior year. And I'll reshare the PowerPoint. And yes, thank you, Ms. Hennigan. I have the ACT.org where students can click on that. It's on our resource page. So that's a great place to go to get more information about the ACT and to figure out how to sign up and find a test center. Practice tests, anybody can go online to Khan Academy and they do have practice tests for the SAT and the PSAT. So you'll just go to Khan Academy and you would have access to those practice tests. The part that's different is once the students have taken the test, Khan Academy will link to College Board accounts and it will start customizing practice based on that past score. So that score sort of works as a diagnostic. But if you haven't taken the test yet, or even if you don't want to link your Khan Academy and your College Board account, those are 2 ways. You can just get on Khan Academy and you can start practicing for the assessments. I don't have any particular SAT prep books that I would recommend. I would just ensure that those SAT prep books that you're looking at are the most recent versions because College Board has done some streamlined work between all of these assessments. So you just want to make sure that you're practicing with the most up-to-date test. Also, another feature is the SAT has moved to digital assessments. So through the Blue Book app, students can practice for these assessments. And so that's a digital online practice.
Hi, yes, I have a senior, so he already took his SAT and pre-SAT, and the reason I'm on here is because I have an 8th grader. When they did the switch from paper to online, my son said he couldn't access the Khan Academy for practice, so College Board gave him 6 practice tests for the SAT. So I'm wondering, if you can still access Khan Academy. So I was a bit confused on that.
As far as I know, you can access it. I was talking with a parent recently at a showcase event this past week, and I know that they had mentioned that their child had been practicing through Khan Academy. I think that when you had contacted the College Board, they give you those practice tests. Those practice tests are also available through Blue Book. So when you go to College Board, .org, you would and you look for you look under their SAT suite of assessment buttons, that link would be there as well. So that's the Blue Book app. And so it's the same app that the students will take the test from on the computer when they get to school.
Thank you.
Mrs. Guerrero, you can go to Big Future through the College Board. That's a great place to search for those colleges and career information that you're looking for. So I believe the ACT is still a written format. It's a paper format. As far as I know, I'm sorry, Ms. Hennigan is helping us here. So it's offered in both formats. The PSAT and the SAT suite of assessments have moved to completely online test, digital assessments. How else can I help? Any more questions?
I just wanted to say for the other parents, since my son is a senior and he took it, so we have this experience, the practice test on College Board are very, very helpful. You get 6 of them, and you take them, and then it tells you what you missed. So it focuses on whatever you missed. So it really, really helped my son. I just wanted to say that to the other parents.
Thank you. And when I believe I have the links when you go through the test in this slide deck, you would be able to access that preparation. But collegeboard.org, you go there, and then you'll start seeing all of the buttons that you can click on and get more information. Let's see.
Hi.
Hello.
So I just wanted to ask a question. For the college board, my daughter has been practicing, but then it's already like she has to print it or it has the answer. I don't know how you assess it to get like it just generating questions and you're answering without having to print it out and all that.
Could you clarify your question, please?
Okay, so we've been doing the college board SAT questions, but we had to be printing it out because anytime we try opening, it's opening with the answers. So, but I'm hearing parents saying you have like 6 trials, so I'm like 6, you can answer questions a couple of times. I was wondering how they do that. Maybe we're having a problem. So I think it's more of navigating the college board app that we're having a problem with my daughter and I.
Let's see. Do any parents experience this? That you have a way that you could help? Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I know with the Blue Book practice, that does not give the answers right away, so you have to select it, and then you would learn how you do on the overall questions that you had answered. This last question that has come in, my daughter is an ESL junior and just came here. Can she have extra time on SAT? Yes, our students that are multilingual, bilingual students, we also have accommodation requests for those students as well. And extended time is one of those accommodations that's permitted for our English language learners.